Today I'm with Jennifer Lupin and we are going to hike the Greater Lakes Trail. We're up here near Spada Lake and all vehicles must register here. You put the white copy in the box, the yellow copy on your dash. We're here at the trailhead. There are porta potties. Here is a map of the trail. We're starting here and hiking out along Spada Lake to start with. And then we're going to go past these ponds and do about 40 switchbacks and get to Little Greater Lake and Big Greater Lake, which I still think should be called Greater Lake. So I'm here with Jennifer Lupin today.
Good morning.
We're going to enjoy this trail together and hopefully we will have both good conversation and good scenery, which I think is pretty much a given.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous day. I don't know if we can make it over this water crossing. There's some bunchberry dogwoods. So pretty. Thimbleberries. I do like thimbleberries, do you?
I do. And then they fade, I think, to that.
So many birds singing. This used to be a road, and the old trailhead is actually a mile or two ahead of us. And I'll show that when we get to it. Some false lily of the valley.
Bear, B-E-A-R, Creek.
Bear Creek. We're just crossing Bear Creek, getting some video, and there's the upstream side. The downstream side flowing down to Lake Spada. It's so beautiful here and it's been such a relaxing hike. We've been taking our time and looking at flowers and identifying them, and we might be out here all day. We're starting to get little views of Spada Lake. We just came from back that way to the right, and I believe our trail continues up this way. Sorry about the sunlight, following the gravel, because we are not yet to the old trailhead. But this was a day use site. It still is, but you can't drive to it anymore. And we're gonna get a beautiful view of Spada Lake from here. Spada Lake provides drinking water for 80% of Snohomish County. So this is the Spada Lake Reservoir, and it flows into Lake Chaplin Reservoir. And look at this. Starting to open up. We could see a little more of the lake there and a little more of the peaks surrounding us. What a gorgeous day. I'm glad I packed a lot of water. They're doing trail construction and they put in a new bridge.
It says do not enter.
Oh yeah, interesting.
Didn't we? There was a couple and then there was one. Like,
yeah, I can see the trail goes down here. They're still working on it.
Down, it says do not enter. It's not.
Yeah, I'm not going to cross it if it says don't enter. I won't. This is going to be awesome. It looks ready, but like whatever they're doing, I'm not going to mess with it. But this is what it's going to look like. Woo! And that is a waterfall. Looks like the old trail has a bridge on it, so I think we have to work our way up alongside of it unless we want to crawl through the rocks. So up we go. Beautiful Sultan River. What a nice sound. Further proof that this that we're walking on is a road. We're now on a road bridge over another beautiful little creek. We are at 2.3 miles in, and we are at the old trailhead. And there's a sign for the Boulder Lake trailhead. And then we are going to go this way towards Greider Lakes. But it's just this nice open area that at one time was a parking lot. It's so strange. Here's some little benches all in the weeds. Oh my gosh. And there's some interpretive signs. Yeah, you can't really read these anymore. What a bummer. The Greider Lakes Trail Range. 400-year-old mountain hemlocks. Well, that's cool. One of the wettest areas in the Cascade Range, and I think over there is Reflection Pond. Yep. It's nice to be on forest floor instead of gravel. I don't know if we're going to get a better view of the pond, but we'll see. Yeah, here we go. I think we can just go down here and get this little view of the pond and then just cut back up. I love this. This is so cool. I love it. The little bridges like this are so neat. So there's the pond we were looking at over the weeds. And we're in the middle of two ponds with lily pads and everything.
We were hoping to spot some frogs, but we just saw some water striders.
Looks like they just recently cut this one. Maybe not. These were some big trees at one time. Look at all that moss. We are officially at switchback number 1 of 40. Up, up, up. And now I miss that nice breeze that was along the river.
The elevation gain of this hike is not spread out nicely throughout the hike.
We are 3.1 in. Just finding some really big, beautiful trees in here. We're on switchback 9. It's kind of slow going. It's not just switchbacks, but a lot of rocks and roots to step over. Switchback 11. Oh my God. I've come up 700 feet. It's not too bad. We're at 3.5 miles. And I can see Spada Lake through the trees. And we're on switchback number 16. And it's brutal. But we're in good spirits, and I think we're gonna survive. We are on switchback 26, and there's Spada Lake still. Definitely a lot higher up. We're hearing a varied thrush. All right, this is our trail, but we have a barricade. So, let's see that people are going around this one.
You might go over. You think it's too tall to go over?
I don't know. I think you could probably climb it. It looks like not too bad to get around this. We just gotta not fall. That was awkward. Back to the trail. Those trees that block the lower trail, unsurprisingly, also block the upper trail, but at least they're closer to the ground and they're not stacked on top of each other. Oh, this is the false azalea. Oh, I thought they were little red huckleberries.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Some very late season trillium. So pretty. Look at the size of the leaves on that compared to these.
Yeah.
Must be the age of the plant. Well, now I can't count the switchbacks accurately because, wow, there's a lot of blowdowns. See, I think that's the trail, but people are cutting up this way and there's flags to mark it to go this way.
I think this is the one I fell down on the way back, but I wasn't hurt, luckily. Be careful out there, though.
The tree. This is totally upside down.
It's completely upside down. Wow. And that is a nice little drop. Well, we have steps. Let's see if we can step up them. They're so steep that I can actually use the side as a rail. But I guess that's a good way to get some elevation gone fast. There we go. Last few switchbacks. I think we have less than 10 now. Lots of roots and rocks and steps. We're definitely getting in our workout. We're gonna earn that bakery, huh, Jennifer?
Oh yeah. We already made a plan.
What do you think about all these switchbacks? Same. Well, I think we've reached the top of most of the switchbacks and stopped for a bit to catch breath and let other hikers go by. And my legs are still willing to go forward, so we're gonna do that. And we are at 4.17, so we only have just a little ways to get to Little Greider Lake. And it feels so good to be on some flat ground. Look at this. These little, I don't know how well this will show up. They're like little fungi. And we have some bleeding hearts blooming up here. Look at all those shiny little thorns. It's a devil's club. A little stream violet. Slow but steady. We are at Little Greider. I don't know if this will pick it up. I'll probably take that back off, but somebody had the hiccups behind us. It's frustrating them. That's how I feel about hiccups too. Here's a nice little campsite by Little Greider. It's right along the trail, but would still be nice. There's like all these logs across. I've hiked under 2 of them now at this lake from blowdowns. It's kind of like having a little ceiling. 4.5 miles is what I'm showing here. And I'm still not to the end of Little Greider, but I'm coming up on the outlet, it sounds like. It smells all woodsy out here. We're taking a little side trip down to see Little Greider before we continue on to Big Greider. And oh my God, it's beautiful. Oh, and this is a campsite with a tent pad. Oh my gosh. So this is Little Greider, and like, it's so beautiful, it's worth it even now without getting close to Big Greider. This place is so beautiful. There's some mountain heather blooming here. I think that's what that is. Very pretty. Okay, we're back on the trail to Big Greider. We're heading for a bridge over the Greider Creek, or Greider River, and then on to Greider Lake. Greider Lake. Big Greider. Ooh, this bridge has personality. And watch your footing. Yeah, it looks like this bridge needs just a little bit of polishing up. Oh, that's a load of fun right there, balancing. But I did it. I sure did. So we're up on this kind of mountainy track heading for Big Greider. There's the end of Little Greider, and we see these beautiful columbines, and there's butterflies and sunshine. So pretty. There's Big Greider Lake Campground up here. We're going to continue down. Now we're dropping in elevation to the shores of Big Greider Lake. Well, we made it down. There are people and dogs, and it's just beautiful. Here we are at Big Greider Lake. Absolutely breathtaking.
We sat with our feet in the icy cold water and watched this little western toad dancing in the sunlight. For those of you who are worried about the toad, don't worry. He was kind of panicked because I surprised him, but there were a lot of logs that he could get out on, plus he can dive. But eventually, we had to head back down.
There's another little toad. We've seen a few of these little guys now. They're so cute. This is wild ginger, and I never would have seen it if Jen hadn't found it on the way up. Well, that was quite the hike. Definitely quite the workout. A hot day, and I am beat. I feel a little bit nauseous actually, but I'm glad we did it. Those lakes are just beautiful. That was a little under 2,000 feet of elevation gain, as it turned out, right?
Yeah, I think it was like 1750 or 1800.
Yeah, but it was longer in mileage than we were expecting. It said 8.6 and it was closer to 10, but we made it, and it was just a beautiful day out.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Good work.